LeBron James allegedly was training to play in the NFL whenever the NBA had its lockout in 2011. He said last night on his uninterrupted YouTube stream that, which by the way, very intriguing conversation. He was talking about how the first time he got a chance to see Michael Jordan was in a pickup game in Chicago. He was there with Maverick and a couple others, his friends. He said he was sitting on the bench for like an hour and a half until one of the older players was like, hey, you want to play? He was 16. He was running with Michael Jordan, saw him in the gym, went back home, told his friends basically like, hey, I met Black Jesus. That's how he's always viewed Michael Jordan. So I think the whole narrative of is Michael Jordan or LeBron James better, I think just like Kobe Bryant, LeBron does not like being a part of that conversation, I do not think. Now, granted, he has said on the barbershop that he's the greatest player of all time, and I think he's allowed to think that at this point, but I think the way he talked about Michael Jordan in that thing was very interesting, which leads to what a lot of other people are thinking, which is we just saw a documentary about Michael Jordan potentially going on to be a professional baseball player and being very good at it. Now LeBron's telling a story about being a professional football player and making it in the NFL, and Jerry Jones and the Cowboys allegedly making him an actual contract offer, and that's the way a hater would view this, okay? That's how Nick Maraldo would view this. That's how a hater of LeBron James, who I assume there are plenty, would say, hey, the only reason Bron's saying this is because we just saw that Michael Jordan was going to be a professional baseball player and a damn good one at that. Now he's saying he's going to be in the NFL. Maybe he actually was. Maybe LeBron, who only played 2 full seasons in high school, okay? Sophomore, junior year. Had 23 touchdowns. Does that sound familiar? How about his first time starting? His freshman year was in the playoffs where he broke a school record in the playoffs. Wow. He took off his senior year because he wanted to focus on making all the monies playing basketball. But this dude was electric on the football field in high school. He's 6'9", 270 pounds. Just absolutely scored. Look at that agility. Wow. Look at the route. A little slow, not running up and down at all. Looks very casual. And look, it took 2 guys to tackle him. That means if one person has 2 guys on him, what's that mean? Somebody else is open.
Yep.
Okay, so he's a great distraction. He's a great athlete. He has the size. He has the speed. Could he take a shot? We have no idea. If, maybe Earl Thomas, who is having a good time with his quarantine, comes up over the top on a deep ball, and we have no clue. But who doesn't say that LeBron James is potentially a Costco Randy Moss? Who's to say? Who's to say that he wouldn't be? Now, granted, 2011, who's that? Tony Romo slinging a rock? You don't think old Uncle Tony playing quarterback like it's a backyard football game wouldn't have been able to scramble for his life and find Braun deep down the sideline? LeBron's probably all pro first year, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
What's that?
A little bit more like Thaddeus Moss, I think.
Tony Romo?
Thaddeus does not deserve that.
You're talking about Tony Romo?
LeBron. You think LeBron's playing wide out at 270?
Yeah, he's playing too. And by the way, if they put him at tight end, it's like, okay, listen, we know what we got here. This guy, maybe he does have the athletic ability and dexterity to to set his feet if he has to. His tight end. Wow. You don't know. And then run a route, obviously, down the center. And at that point, had they changed football enough that he couldn't get killed over the middle? No, 2011, he could still die. He would have played wide receiver. He would not have been over the middle. They wouldn't have put him out there. But I don't think Bron's saying this strictly because the Jordan baseball talk. Because, when everybody was talking about me playing in the MLS, whenever I went and worked out with the Columbus Crew, whenever the lockout was potentially happening, LeBron could have came out then.
True.
And when I was starting right field for a baseball team, LeBron could have came out then if he was just looking to steal clout or whatever. Anybody who's saying he's only saying this because Michael Jordan was potentially a good baseball player is a hater and should not be listened to.
I agree. In 2013, I found LeBron said he runs a 4.6. Jason Witten was the leading receiver on that team. A hell of a 2 tight end set. Let Jason worry about the blocking.
Wow. If you listen to Martellus Bennett, that's tight end Bennett, right? Yeah, Michael.
Hold on the ball.
Yeah, Michael's the DN. Yeah, Martellus is the tight end.
Yeah, so you listen to Martellus tell the story. It was like when he was at the Cowboys, Witten would sub himself out whenever it was a blocking play. And then Witten would come back in when it was a passing play. Now, that potentially is why Marty was so mad at the beginning of the entire thing. He's like, you know what? I understand I'm young. I got to learn. I'd like to catch a ball, too, every once in a while. But Witten knew the game. Witten understood the game. Get LeBron in there, though. Let's go.
LeBron didn't bring this combo up, by the way. No. It was Doc Rivers.
Yeah, and also, the other person asked him about it in the interview. What do you want LeBron to do?
He's got to answer it.
He's got a good beard going on right now.
Jerry offered him a contract. He must have been pretty good.
Still got it framed in his office. Yeah, Jerry Jones is a talent evaluator. That is what Jerry Jones. In my hands, don't get cramps writing letters to NBA players to play wide receiver. Okay, just want to let you know that. So sorry to interrupt. If you're a man watching this, you deserve to have long, great. And you can do that now with our friends at Roman. Right now, you go to GetRoman.com. You get $10 off and free 2-day shipping on Roman swipes, which are guaranteed to make you have longer, more fulfilling every time you get in the sack. Now, let's get back to the fornicating action.
If he did get offered a contract, how much money do you think he would have had to take to actually go play in the NFL?
So the business side of that is interesting because he's automatically going to become one of the top jersey sales, right? Mm-hmm. He knows that people are going to probably buy tickets for it. So the negotiation isn't about his talent level at that point. It's about what else he could potentially bring. He'll probably get, a little bit more than a vet min, but then there'll probably be some sort of offer on the outside of it.
Incentives.
Incentive if he plays and all that. Hey, I saw him take on Team KD in a flag football game. Guy had like 6 interceptions.
Played
He's
very
a ball
well
hawk.
that
Maybe he's on the defensive side, by the way. Ooh. Imagine LeBron back there at free safety. 6'8". Are you kidding me, dude? I think he would have been good at football.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think the transition is easy. I don't think every basketball player can play in the NFL. I don't think that is just because Antonio Gates has done it and Eric Swope has done it and other basketball players have been able to make the transition. I don't think it's a normal thing. Like I don't think a lot of guys taking those shots is a normal thing. I think Braun, though, has the body to be built like a stallion that he would have to be out there.
It's not too late. I mean, Russell Wilson's doing spring training. Let's get LeBron into the Cowboys facility for training camp.
By the way, maybe get LeBron on the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's an idea.
Now,
they need him.
Well,
because he was with the Birmingham Barons, right? Michael Jordan in the White Sox organization. And no shade at the White Sox or whatever, but it's not the Yankees. Braun playing for the Yankees would be a little bit bigger. If that is what he was attempting to do, by the way, to the haters, Nick, if he was just trying to one-up Jordan, he'd just go play for the Yankees.
Yeah.
There we go.
Should.
Hi, how's it going?
Beat him.
Welcome to that short porch would no longer be that because Braun will be playing.
Well, in the mid-'90s, the MLB was still pretty big. Now it's taking a back seat to football. Football's the king now. So if you're going to try and one-up them, you got to go to the bigger league. And I think you try and claim that you're going to be some stud NFL wideout, even though you weigh 280 pounds.
Let's also remember... By the way, 280 pounds is a good place to be if you can run a 4.6 there.
Yeah. Perfect
Listen,
size.
that's where you want to be. Let's not underestimate the amount of talent he was probably playing against, too, in Ohio. Ohio is a
Some of the
football.
best.
A lot of people will say, well, I just watched 2 minutes of highlights. There's a bunch of little white kids he's playing. Well, what do you want him to do, okay? What do you want? And Ohio creates a bunch of little white kids that are good at football. Ever heard of A.J. Hawk? Ever heard of A.J. Hawk?
Rust Belt kind of guy.
AJ would have lowered his helmet right into LeBron's temple and knocked him out of that game.
Well, and Braun would have got up, threw the chalk, and walked right back into that huddle and said, hey, what do I need to do to help my team win? Because just like Windhorst said on ESPN this morning, Michael Jordan might be the greatest player of all time. LeBron, greatest teammate of all time.
Yeah.